A cruel result, you would say, losing a game with a goal, with a deflection.
I think we played a good game, not enough to win. We didn't deserve to lose the game, but we have to accept, we have to move on and to prepare the next game. Normally it's not the right Tottenham, no, because we played a good game, but we are suffering this moment. But we have to be stronger because we have the quality enough to come out from this difficult moment. I'm sorry for the result. I'm sorry for the Romero injury. I hope for us and for him as well is not something important.
You said you played a good game, but not enough to win. In which areas do you feel you fell short?
I think we had 3-4 clear chances to score. In this moment, everything is tougher. No, we have to work in the style of play because we can be better, especially to find the play free between the line. Lucas Bergwall today, but anyway, we made 2-3 mistakes in the last 15 meters, and we have to anyway to move on and to think on the next game.
These final decisions, do you feel like it's lacking confidence? There's a bit of a fear factor when they're taking these final decisions?
For sure, but we have to be stronger than this moment. I spoke with the players in this moment 5 minutes ago, and I said the same. I can understand everything. I can understand it has been a very tough season. We are going through a tough moment for everyone. But anyway, we have to react, and to react with enthusiasm, with the right spirit, because they showed the right spirit today, and I can't say anything. But anyway, to put something more in terms of enthusiasm, in terms of positive way to work, to play, to enjoy with the ball, because the qualities of the players are amazing.
Being inside the relegation zone, how do you make sure that doesn't weigh on the players? Because there's already a sequence of bad results, and now you're inside the relegation zone.
Yes, what we have to do. We can just work, we can just transfer what I think, because I'm honest. I'm an honest man, and I'm telling you what I think, what is my opinion. My opinion, we have big players. Now they are on the bad moment as a result, as a part of the season. But we have to work on one win, because with one win we can change everything in this season.
Yeah, I think the big question in a lot of fans' heads, Spurs fans, is will you have enough time to address the problems that this team has? So how do you feel about this after this first game?
I have 24 hours per day, and it's not a problem of the time. I would like to find the right way to reach the head of my players, because I'm honest when I say we create 2 or 3 chances in the first half with Udoge, with Richarlison, with Solanke, and we did the same what we have done in the week. And for that, I can say the qualities of the player are great, but are not enough. Now we have to believe more in ourselves, more in our teammate, and the crucial part is to win a game. One game.
And finally, you mentioned to work on the style of play. Is it more fine-tuning of what we saw today, or do you imagine like more deeper changes in this team?
No, in terms of style of play, we can play much better than today. But after 5, 6 training is difficult, and I think it's not a problem the style of play. The problem is the mental part, and altogether we have to stay focused to win one game.
Thank you, Roberto.
Spurs changing manager again, but yet again it has had no impact. Failing to score and beaten again, this time at the Stadium of Light. Just 1 point from the last possible 24 and the worst possible start for Roberto De Zerbi. Perhaps they might say fortune went against them, Darren. There wasn't quite a beach ball in the way here, but still a big deflection.
Yeah, it was, but it's really positive. I mean, as he drives forward as well, and when you're at the bottom, I think they said it in commentary, everything goes against you. But Mukulele does really well, just keeps driving, keeps going. As a shot, I mean, Kinski probably makes a comfortable save in the end, but as I said, when you're down there, the little deflection just wrong crooks in the other way and goes in the other corner, and yes, Sunderland pick up all 3 points.
Yeah, horrible, horrible moment for Spurs, and this is where it leaves Spurs now. Well, if it wasn't serious, Jamie, it is now.
Yeah, it is. Listen, normally a new manager comes in, you're saying, OK, it's his first game, you know, the players are getting used to that has to go out the window. It had to go out the window for Igor Tudor, and it has to go out the window for Roberto De Zerbi because of where they find themselves in. I can't believe what Tottenham look like they're going to go down. You just can't believe in this day and age.
Do you feel like they're going to?
Well, what I'm saying is the other teams have got something going. I know it's only the manager's first game, but can you imagine how low those players feel? What do you say, 1 point out of 24? I mean, and the point they got at Anfield was one of the worst games in the Premier League you see this season. Both teams were awful in the game.
No one in 14, no one at all in 2026. And Roberto De Zerbi's former team next, who have found form. They won 4 of the last 5.
Exactly, and that's going to be a tough game. They're playing really well, Brighton, at the minute. And you start to go through those fixtures. I mean, Wolves is probably the one you look at and think, you have to win. I mean, there's no excuses in terms of where Wolves are. I know they've looked a little bit better under Rob Edwards, but got absolutely destroyed by West Ham Friday night. That is a fixture. I'm not sure they'll get anything against Brighton, but Wolves, you have to.
But that's exactly what he's saying now, because we say, you look at fixtures and you think, oh, that's a good game for Tottenham. But they're all thinking, Tottenham's a good game for us.
They might have to win 3 of those, Jamie, as things stand.
What I'm saying is, Wolves are bottom of the league now. Right, and when I watched them in these last few months, they're not an easy side to play against. Do you think Tottenham would go there and win? No chance.
They're not producing. We got pumped by Nottingham Forest. You've got beat by Sunderland. We haven't won a game in 2026. What chance have we got? West Ham have got fight. West Ham have got Somerville. They've got Bowen that want to make things happen. Nottingham Forest, all right, they maybe got away with it today, but they picked up another point. Leeds, they've got fight. They've got Calvert-Lewin. They've got players. They've got energy at home. You know, it woeful. I don't see anything from Spurs to say that they can get out of this. They need to pick up 7 points. I don't know where they're coming from. I really don't. Nowhere near good. I can't believe how bad they've got. Honestly, I cannot believe how bad this team have got. The drop-off in quality from the players is remarkable. It really is.
And the other thing which we said during the game is that the moment there is some negativity or a setback in the match, that what's little sort of character or confidence they do have just completely drains out of them. And that goal went in and almost nothing happened for half an hour.
No, nothing. Weak. They're weak all over the park. Weak mentality, weak players, and, you know, so again, just a lack of belief, a lack of confidence. Doggy comes back into the team. I thought he was shocking today. Javi Simmons didn't really have much to do. He come on for 10 minutes. But in terms of quality and fight, it's just nothing there. You know, you give a goal away, which is a really poor goal to give away, in my opinion. And then after that, there wasn't really any clear-cut chances. There wasn't really any real quality on the pitch. There wasn't real any, you know, leaders to try and take the game by the scruff of the neck. You know, you need top midfielders in the Premier League to win games, and we ain't got any. Now, Pape Sarr comes on. You know, Paulinia's on loan. He's going. He ain't staying. Does he care enough? Conor Gallagher, you signed him from Atletico Madrid. He's been absolutely shocking for Spurs. He hasn't put in a decent performance. Yeah, and you look at it and you go, what more do you need from these players. You've got to find some quality. But the problem is Richarlison ain't a winger, Muani ain't a winger. Richarlison was shocking today, but he ain't a left winger. Muani, absolutely shocking again. But he's not a right winger. Kudus is injured. Kulusevski's injured. Odegaard's injured. What chance have you got? The recruitment from Tottenham, from Johan Lange, is absolutely unbelievable. You needed players in January, you didn't sign anyone. You sold Brennan Johnson, and I was thinking, OK, you're selling Brennan Johnson, you're going to go out and sign a top winger. Didn't sign anyone. And then Kudus comes back, and he gets injured, and he's out for the season. It's unbelievable. I can't believe what I'm watching. We haven't got a winger. So how are you meant to get quality in the box and make things happen when you ain't got any wingers?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Roberto De Zerbi has to say and what he makes of that injury as well for the captain, Christian Romero. Obviously, with Jamie here, we're focused on things from a Tottenham perspective as Vinay Venkateshan and Michael Dawson and Johan Lange watch on. But what an excellent result once again for Sunderland, top half of the Premier League, currently just a couple of points behind Chelsea as well. Let's hear from two of their players, Granit Xhaka and Nordi Mukiele.
Guys, well done for the win today. What do you think was key for not only the result, but the way you guys managed the game and knew how to react to their ideas?
Yeah, after nearly 4 weeks not being home, it was so important after 3 defeats at home to come back, to give the fans what they deserve. And I think today we was the better team. We deserve 3 points, and just individual but as well collective. The power, the energy what this team has is unbelievable, and we knew before the season, in a half season, end of the season now as well, that we can beat everyone if we stick together, if we play like this, with this energy, with this mentality, the hunger, the desire, and so happy to be part of the team and to take the next 3 points.
It's always tricky to face a team that just changed managers because you don't know how much of those ideas you're gonna see. How different were Spurs compared to what you guys prepared and were imagining?
I think it's not the first time in the season we are playing against a team who changed the coach, and we know the coach very well from Tottenham. He likes the ball possession, he has the hunger as well, and the emotion and the mentality to win. But yeah, we showed a great game from our side, and in the end it's up to us how much we want, how good we are without the ball, with the ball, and I think today was a nearly perfect game.
Yes, and a good goal from you, of course, with a little bit of luck with the deflection, but you found the spaces and you just decided to shoot. Could you talk us through your goal?
No, listen, I think in football you have to take a chance, to try, and this is exactly what I did. Even if someone touched the ball, the most important for me is that he's inside. We take 3 points. It's the most important thing today, and we see already that we play at home, is our rules, our tempo, and this is exactly what we did today, and I'm really happy about the performance of the team, of everyone.
Yeah.
Let's just have a final word then on Spurs, Jamie, before we look at the other couple of games. You mentioned some of those players that maybe didn't perform today from the start. What options do you think, personnel-wise, Roberto De Zerbi has to change things for that Brighton game next week?
We ain't got any options. I mean, Matthias Tell's the only one who's fit. He ain't got any options. That's the problem. Romero gets injured, so Danso maybe comes in. I thought Kinksky done all right today. There are no options. We don't have any wingers.
Xavi Simons start next week?
Yeah, Xavi Simons probably should start. I thought Bergval's been out for 4 months. And he's come back into a big game. I thought he'd done all right, but he's a young lad. He needs games. Xavi Simons spent £60 million on him, and he's not starting. So he's got to be better. But the biggest problem that we've got is the front three. It is a massive problem. They are not good enough. Richarlison's not a winger. Muani's not a winger. We haven't got a winger fit apart from Tell, and he's miles off it. He's one of the worst players we've signed. So, you have to be honest and look at it and say, no Kulusevski, no Kudus. Odegaard, I don't think is good enough, but he's injured as well. Maddison's still out injured. It was so many injuries at Tottenham in positions that you need players to make something happen, and you're asking centre forwards really in Muani and Richarlison to play out on the wing, and they're just not good enough. They're not good enough.
For Tottenham in Roberto De Zerbi's first game in charge, that is now 14 Premier League games without a win, and in the bottom 3. They remain, and these are desperate, dark times for Tottenham, Joe.
Desperate times, Steve. And looking at the performance, there was no cutting edge. I thought there was a bit of immaturity still. You know, early on they could have got 3 of the back 4 booked at half time. Didn't deal with Sunderland from set pieces. You know, if you're a Spurs fan, you are really, really concerned.
Yeah, definitely. I think that performance, more than the result, was telling. Like Joe said, there was a lot wrong. There wasn't much creativity. Naive at the back with the yellow cards and very low on confidence. So you can expect certain elements of that performance, but it's dark at the moment for Spurs.
Do you know, you go away in the Premier League, you expect to concede the odd chance, but it was Tottenham going forward that I was most disappointed with. They played with Richarlison. You know, they've played Solanke, they've played Moani, they've got attacking players on there, but they don't even look like scoring at the moment. And if you're down at the bottom and you don't look like scoring, then you are in big trouble, serious trouble. And now a bit of point gained as well by Nottingham Forest. Obviously, you know, the 3 points yesterday or Friday night from West Ham as well. Things are looking bleak. Not long to go of the season as well.
Kicks off at 11:30 Eastern right here on USA Network. Tim Howard, Robbie Earle, Rebecca Lowe. Tim, same old story.
Same old story. I think Robbie said at halftime it looked okay. It looked, pretty good. And they had an idea of how they wanted to move the ball, and they were playing a bit more direct, but like still no real cutting edge. There's some of the players are argy-bargy and rough and tumble in the back, and they're getting the bookings, but it's not showing me any signs. The signs are the fact that they lost another football match.
Did you see anything that Spurs fans can cling on to think, OK, we've got something under Roberto De Zerbi from that today?
Well, there was a little bit of structure out of possession in the first half, not great in the second. I've got to tell you, Bex, this is a realisation that this could actually happen. And Roberto De Zerbi, as good a coach as he is and as good as tactically he is, has got his hands full. His back four got bullied by Brian Bobby today. He's got centre-forwards of Richarlison and Solanke. He played $73 and $83 million. They don't look like they can create a chance. You're thinking there'll be a spark of some sort. We didn't really see that. And you've got to remember that, the teams down there, Nottingham Forest are getting results. West Ham, we saw Friday night, inspired by Jared Bowen, look like they're going to get results. At the moment with Tottenham, you don't see them. And by the way, they go to Brighton, his old club. They have Brighton, his old club, at home next weekend. So it's going to be on him.
Are they favourites to go down for you, along with Burnley and Wolves?
Well, I still think they're going to do it from somewhere.
Do you?
Yeah, because I think the talent is an important piece, but they're not showing me it. I still wouldn't stick with them. I would keep them to stay up.
If you didn't see that cockerel and you saw a team and saw the results and everything that's going, you'd say they're going to go down. But something about the club and maybe this new manager might just keep them up.
Welcome back, Premier League Live on the road at Stamford Bridge for you today. The big one to come later, but what a huge game for Roberto De Zerbi in his first game in charge of Spurs, and much to get through because he thought at one stage he was going to have the opportunity to score his first goal from the penalty spot, but this, and we think rightly, Michael, was reversed.
We do think rightly. There's a little bit plays on it a little bit. I mean, the referee gives a penalty in the first instance. I think he's actually claiming for a corner here. Once the dust is settled, he actually puts his hand up for a corner. And there's no surprise whatsoever that he reverses his initial decision. Moani there, not a penalty.
Yeah, James Bell in VAR asking the referee to have a look again. Right decision in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I thought the right decision. I think if he delays going down, I think there's contact going to come. I think he just anticipates the contact before it's made and then has a slight dive. But yeah, the right decision was made for me.
Sunderland have had a few half chances in front of that Tottenham goal in the first half, Joe.
Yeah, particularly set pieces. Obviously, Xhaka here whipping one in. On the break, they look dangerous, and from set pieces. And when they get the ball wide, I still think there's a vulnerability to Spurs when you get the ball in between the centre halves. It fires across here. That's a great chance, Mo.
Jumps early, doesn't he? I don't know why he jumps so early. Do you know what? I think this is as good a chance as well. Mukiele here, I mean, he just heads it. I don't know what he's trying to do, to be honest. This isn't a bad effort. Hits with a lot of pace, just the other side of the post. And then again, another half chance here, decent chance, but the goalkeeper's already there smothering it. But better chances from Sunderland, really.
Yeah. And 3 of the back 4 for Roberto De Zerbi on a yellow card now for the second half.
Yeah, no surprise. Romero is definitely one of them. and I see one of them, if not being subbed, being sent off. So De Zerbi's got a real decision to be made.
And as you said before the game, very difficult to get a style like De Zerbi's instantly into these losing players as well. 13 without a win.
Yeah, I mean, again, confidence. And so I don't think it's going to be a real sort of extreme De Zerbi, but there's little signs of it. I think the midfield are trying to knit passes together a little bit, but I just think there seems to be a lack of creativity with the team. Like that, you don't get the impression Spurs are going to cut you open. If the goal's going to come, it'll be from a Sunderland mistake. Spurs are they're not flowing.
No. They had one opportunity, though, right at the end of that. Yeah. Dominic Solanke. Could he have done any more here?
I don't say score. No. You know I wouldn't say that. What, hit the target or something? Yeah. No, I don't say things like that, Steve. No, he does all he can, really. This is a real tight angle, takes a really neat first touch, and it's under his feet. He's got to hit it early while his angle is at its best. But no, there's nothing he could do. That you're just hoping the goalkeeper opens his legs or something at that point so he can squirm underneath him. But as Joe says, Tottenham not really one positive from De Zerbi's point of view, a clean sheet, which they just don't have those. So that's a positive, but they need to be better with the ball.
Okay, goals though in the other games. Roberto De Zerbi has taken over a team, remember, who've picked up 5 points from 39. 13 Premier League games without a win. I mean, it's a challenge to have an instant impact on the same set of players with that record, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a massive challenge. Like again, I do think it's the right decision to bring him in. It's interesting that his start at Brighton wasn't good, and he has a specific type of football. I think he's going to be smart. I think he's going to come in. I don't think he's going to try and complicate. I think he'll try and get a bit of life into the team. He's going to try and build confidence. It's just about getting the belief back in the players, and then I think he'll start with that and try and implement a little bit of what he wants to do. But he just needs to get the basics right. And then you look at the quality of the Tottenham players of the team today. And you've got Brazilian internationals, you've got Solanke's, an England international. So much quality, great young players. They just lost their way, and he's got to find a way of getting a spark back into that team before all the tactics and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, he's got to get that spark, he's got to get that confidence back. It's hardly like he's coming into a team like a Burnley or a Wolves that, they're just devoid of quality and you've just got to pull a rabbit out of the hat. It's not magic. There's lots of examples of almost sleeping giants, of teams that aren't playing so well, and a manager comes in and reinvigorates everybody. So it is absolutely possible that he can do that. There's a lot of good players in this Tottenham team. Player for player, they're way better than Sunderland. So if he can just get an ounce of that out, then I can see him getting the result today. I really can.
In terms of individuals, Jolien, I must ask you about the goalkeeping situation, because Vicaria has had that hernia operation. Anton Kinskin, just 23 years of age, plays for the first time in the Premier League this season. Now, the last time we saw him was in the Champions League under Igor Tudor, where he was substituted after 17 minutes. I mean, just wonder mentally where he's been and back.
Listen, I think he found out how well he was liked and appreciated from the world of football after that scenario. But I think it would help him that the change of manager. I think that the fact that it isn't Tudor there, that will give him a lot more confidence. Yes, he's probably been selected through injury, but regardless of that, he'll know that he's a quality goalkeeper. And what I found difficult last time was, yes, he did make mistakes, but they were honest mistakes for me. He wasn't trying to do something he shouldn't be doing as a goalkeeper. He wasn't trying to cry for take anyone on. He was trying to play out, which I'm guessing the coach asked him to do. And it wasn't the outcome. So I see a different approach today, probably a bit more direct, and he won't want to get caught doing the same things again. But regardless of that, the players around him will give him a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and they'll hope he's not too busy. And in terms of that quality at the other end of the pitch, Joe, I mean, they have to find the service, don't they, for the Solankes and the Richarlisons and the Kolo Muani, who's come in today.
Yeah, I mean, everything at the club has been rotten in terms of like the void of an idea. To create goals. So I think crucial to that. I think Archie Gray and Bergvall, and they're good footballers, so they've got to get hold of that midfield today. And I think as well, Richarlison, that's a player who's seasoned in a relegation battle. So I couldn't understand why he wasn't playing more under the previous managers. Because he's one you want on your side in the dogfight. But in terms of a De Zerbi team, they've got that midfield with Conor Gallagher in there, an experienced player. They've got to find a way of having a bit more possession and creating good chances for the forwards.
Do we all think Spurs are going to win this?
I do. I really do. I think Sunderland have had an amazing home record, but they're having a wobble now. They've done their job for the season. It's hard not to think, right, job done. Let's look forward to the summer holidays, and Spurs have got so much on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think the confidence that they'll get from the new manager, the feel-good factor that the club will have now, and the quality of players. If you look at the front line, it's French, English and Brazilian international, so you'd like to think they can create chances.
Yeah, I think Spurs win today, but with Sunderland, I think they've done so well this year, and I think they just need this month and this summer just to acclimatise, and it's very difficult. They've done so well to get where they are. I just think they'll tail off, but it shouldn't take nothing away. They've been brilliant this season.